we have returned.
Yes, Jimmy.
Opie had to leave because he's got to pick his kid up, so it's myself and Anthony, the great Kirk Hammett, and of course Danny, who is a bit of a Metallica fanatic.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, he's a nervous wreck.
Danny works on our show, and he's all nervous.
You and me both.
I've been on the show for like 8 years, so I'm used to getting, and especially in this place, people come in and out, and so I thought I was going to be okay, and I was like, all right, Kirk's coming in, I could deal with this. But no, I can't deal with this. I'm completely freaking out.
It's cool, man. Just drink some coffee or something.
Yeah,
you'll feel better.
You'll be fine.
You don't get nervous doing interviews, do you, or press?
I've been doing it for so long. No, I don't get nervous at all. It's pretty crazy.
What makes you nervous? Because you're not nervous in front of crowds. You play in front of massive arenas. Is there anything that you do that you're like, oof, this one's hard?
Doing things like speaking at a wedding, that makes me super nervous. But,
Really?
walking out on stage in front of 100,000 people, child's play.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Odd what
it's nuts.
Gets some people, and then because obviously you would think you could get up in front of a few people at a wedding and say something if you could get up in front of a huge crowd and play, but not so much.
No, it's crazy. I can't figure it out myself.
Are you always asked to play at every wedding you go to? Hey man, get up there.
I'm like guilty of jamming with like wedding bands. Yeah, pretty much. For the rest of my life, I'll probably be cursed with that because at a wedding, everyone's having a good time.
Sure.
Everyone's like celebrating. Then the band starts playing, and you're thinking,
that's got to be a wet dream for the band, for a wedding band.
Oh yeah, I've played Louie a million times.
The best would be if you stood up and demanded to play.
Yeah, exactly. Give me that thing.
Play So Fucking What instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've, we all know you as a musician, but I didn't, when they gave us this book a couple weeks ago to just kind of peruse through, it's called, Kirk has a book, it's called Too Much Horror Business, the Kirk Hammett Collection, and it's an amazing coffee table book. I thought, like, wow, he's a horror nut, and he has all these photos of cool horror stuff, but you own all this stuff.
That's all the stuff from my collection right there.
Amazing.
There's every single piece in there is from my collection, and it's just my opportunity to showcase it all and share it with all the like-minded people out there, and I'm actually very, very proud of it.
Now, is that everything that you have, or is that just a portion?
No, I would say it's about 40% of everything.
Look at this. Kiss is walking around.
Oh man, Kiss is out there. That's Paul Stanley.
Hey,
for the love of God.
It's Paul Stanley. Wow.
Paul.
This is the most surreal thing I've ever seen.
Paul, what's up, man?
Look.
Wow.
I got to get my phone and document
This is crazy.
I don't take
famous.
pictures, but this is fucking weird.
You guys were great last night. I was at the show at the Letterman Theater. Amazing. Yeah, you were great.
Amazing.
I'm happy
Very
to see
cool.
you. Yeah.
Don't we all?
How did I get here?
Damn.
What the hell is going on here?
What a surreal moment.
I know. That was almost as weird as was that Ozzy and Chubby Checkers?
Yeah.
That fucking day was just
Ozzy and Chubby
ridiculous.
Checker.
Wow, that's
That
crazy.
happened in this very studio.
Oh no, I'm sorry,
Well,
Chubby Checker and the Ozzy cover band. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
They spoiled a nice photo of Kirk talking to Paul with me pointing in my fat head.
That's great. You're pointing accusingly.
Dude, it's like I know Kiss is here today, and I'm going to try to get a photo at the band, but the fact that Paul Stanley just walks by in makeup.
Yeah, that's pretty
Makeup
cool.
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right?
Yeah.
Which means he probably had to start putting that stuff on at least at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No shit. Did you grow up listening to any Kiss? Or?
Oh, yeah. I was a big Kiss fan when I was a kid. Of course. I mean, me and all my friends were. How can you not be back in the mid-'70s?
Yeah, it's
I mean, they were
huge.
everywhere.
What is it like now to meet guys like that, and they come in just to say hello to you? I mean, I guess you get used to that after all the years at Metallica, but that's got to be nice that they're kind of see you as a peer and an equal.
It's surprising to me, that people see us as peers like that. I mean, when I see Paul, or like the other night I saw Jimmy Page. I mean,
huge, yeah.
those people are my heroes from my youth. I mean, and still are today. But it's just crazy. I can like walk up to Jimmy Page and start talking to him about movie posters. I mean, it's a very cool thing.
Well, didn't he own Aleister Crowley's house?
For a while, on the Loch Ness. But I actually gave Jimmy Page a book the other night, and he loved it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he has a interest in this stuff, and so I knew he would like the book.
How'd you get started? You just saw something you liked and started collecting?
You know, I've been into horror movies ever since I was a kid. You know, I was a 5-year-old kid, and then when I was 6 years old, I started buying comic books and monster magazines, and I just took off from there. And I've always been interested in horror movies, and even when I first started playing guitar, I mean, everything else just kind of like dropped off my map, except for music. But I still, in the back of my mind, you know, was you know, I had this interest, and I still actively watched a lot of horror movies. And then when I was older, I just decided to start collecting again, and this is what happens after collecting for a few decades.
Yeah.
How did you get started with like when people start collecting things? Usually, it's something a little more physical, something that they could touch, like a toy or a collectible. How did you get into the posters and these original movie posters from these iconic films of the 30s and 40s?
You know, that's a good point, and there's not a lot of collectors of this stuff, but I had a friend who was really, really into movie posters, and he was into comic books as well, and I started buying comic books from him, and every time I'd go over to his place, I'd look up on the walls and I'd see all these beautiful posters, and I thought, wow.
Because because this appeals to me, because I love horror, I love the art of the movie poster. So I think I read a Metallica book some time ago, and there was a picture of you kind of laying in some of your collection. I think that picture is actually in that book.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that, and I go, God damn, I wish I knew what else was in there. and now I get to have this book, so this is fucking awesome for me.
Yeah. Page by page, there it is.
Is there anything that you desperately want that you don't have? I'm sure there is, but what is for you the Holy Grail?
Well, there's a few movie posters out there that just have not been found, and there's particularly one or two that I've been looking for a long time, and I don't even know if they exist. They just have not shown up. And like one of them is a poster from the movie Murders in the Rue Morgue from 1932 that Bela Lugosi is in. There's only one copy known, and it's in a collection in L.A., and it's just a beautiful movie poster. And if anyone out there has a copy,
I don't think they're listening to this show.
check in with Sirius Radio.
I heard a story that you tried to actually buy one of Bela Lugosi's Dracula capes.
Yeah, I tried to, but I tried to buy it from Bela Lugosi Jr., but we couldn't settle on a price.
Wow.
But then it went into auction, and the price was just astronomical, and I just had to take a backseat to that.
Oh, what did it finally sell for?
You know, they're expecting to get at least $1 million for it, and that was just insane.
That's a lot for a cape.
Yeah,
but it's Dracula's.
It is Dracula's cape.
I got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, especially because it might not fit. You know,
exactly. You know, my kids might think it's a blanket or something.
Do you ever
take
feel
it outside?
That maybe the collecting has become too much, or that it gets in the way?
Never.
Do you ever? Do you, with all the televised hoarding that's going on these days, do you step back and go, am I doing this too?
You know, I don't really watch TV. I don't have cable, but I've heard of that show, and I'm just waiting for someone to contact me.
I remember my uncle used to bring over old Fangora magazines.
Yeah.
And they stunk like a basement and stuff, but I used to love going through
And those
them.
I remember those old pages, and the pages were like a different paper.
Yeah,
and
they
would get yellow, and then if you looked really close at them, they would get like bugs or mites or shit in there. And like that's how you knew it was time to throw away your monster mag.
Yeah. Or like, you know, rats would come by and chew on the corners.
Yeah. But they were the coolest thing, and they were like gross, man. They had like some really disgusting murder kind of scenes in them, and
it was great because it was before the internet. Like now, if you want to know what's going on with whatever new monster movies coming out, you have the information straight to your phone. That was the only place to get that shit back then.
Absolutely, that was the only source for me for a long time.
And so many people don't even understand that's the only way shit was, and it wasn't even that long ago.
I mean, just acquiring this stuff. I mean, back in the day, it took a lot of phone calls and writing a lot of letters to people, and you know, I used to put so much time on the phone, just calling people all over the country and trying to network and like you know, just kind of track this stuff down. But nowadays, you just go up on eBay and see what's there.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You enjoy going to the movies too and seeing horror movies? Or?
Yeah, I still love horror movies, and like I try to keep on top of all the newest stuff that comes out.
Yeah.
Do you like Walking Dead at all?
I love Walking Dead. Actually, a good friend of mine is the executive producer, Greg Nicotero.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he's responsible for all the zombie makeup.
Why don't you do a walk-on or something like
do a
that? That'd
cameo.
be so cool to see you just like be there for half a second and get killed or something bizarre.
Zombie Kirk.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Greg to call me.
And where do you keep this stuff? 'Cause I know that you probably take very good, because I collect stuff too, and I know how obsessive I get about it being valued and protected. Do you put these in special like museum glass frames or?
Yeah, I mean, I try to put them in acid free acid free framing, and I have a special glass that keeps out UV rays, and you just have to do all that stuff, or else, like you said, they'll start to yellow and chip and kind of fall apart.
Yeah, I think it's the museum actually, that museum glass where you look at the reflection and the light will all seem blue.
Yeah, like a bluish, rainbowish kind of a thing. Yeah,
You could just fold them up and put them in a drawer.
Yeah. Put it in my back pocket.
Hey,
check this out. I mean, fold it.
Lars is a known art collector as well, and I mean, obviously, you guys collect extremely different types of art. Have you guys ever busted on each other about the kinds of art that you collect?
He has an appreciation for this stuff, and I have an appreciation for what he collects. Because I actually do have some pieces of fine art myself, but I try to keep that under the bed.
Is this displayed all over the house?
All over.
All
over. I mean, you walk into my place and there's no bare walls anywhere.
Wow.
I mean, there's one section of my house that has a bare wall, and it's only because it's curved. Oh, right. I can't hang anything flat on it.
What's hanging in the bathroom?
A lot of artwork, believe it or not.
I was just curious. Like, it was a legitimate question.
What's hanging in your bathroom?
Have you had to talk with your wife where she said, look, this has to stop?
She totally understands my obsession with this stuff, and what I try to do is I try to maintain a section of the house that has nothing on it, just like a very clean, simple kind of space. Because I mean, being around this stuff, I mean, it's sensory bombardment, constantly. And sometimes it's just nice to go in a room that just is simple and doesn't have anything on the walls. But boy, I stare at those walls and I think, I could put a big movie poster right there.
And obsession, that's great.
Totally.
Yeah, but you know what? I completely get it though, because there are times like I'll go to your house and you have big ass empty walls, and I'm like, man, I'll put a big fucking poster right there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's got a movie theater that he built in his basement with no fucking posters anywhere, no movie memorabilia.
Well, I had
to yell at him. I'm like, get stuff you like.
I have movie posters on the wall down in the basement.
And now.
Yeah.
Because you got to be fucking convinced.
I know. It's more that I'm just a lazy piece of shit than I don't want it. I do want it, but I want to put the work into doing anything.
I just think it's interesting that everybody, no matter who you are, you have a connection to not only the movie that you love, but also the art that represents that movie. I mean, and it means everything. Like
that is true.
That art, it represents from the first second of the title screen to the end credits. That's the movie. I'm a Thing fan. I love the Thing.
Right.
That Thing poster rules, and I have the one sheet, and I have different kinds of the one sheet, and I'll frame that and I'll put it up on my wall because I love looking at it because it reminds me of everything I love about it. And we all do that, and it's crazy.
My favorite ones that I have is Alien. I got one of the Alien posters.
That's a great poster.
So fucking cool, like green little glowing light stuff, and of course Jaws.
Jaws is a great one too.
Jaws poster too.
Yeah. What's hanging in your bedroom?
In my bedroom, movie posters.
You know what's hanging in mine? Pictures of me with bands. I got each member of the band, and then each one is signed, and it's framed. I have, I got Motorhead, Kiss, Sabbath, Metallica. So you have no idea how many prostitutes you've seen by proxy. But it's really creepy when they come in. There's just all ththese pictures of me with guys.
That really is creepy.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah. But you just hang up what you like, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just you surround yourself with things that make you feel good, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
What do you think of movie art that is alternative? That's becoming a fad now, and taking classic movies, cult movies, maybe something like a Ferris Bueller or something like that, and taking the original feeling of the film and producing new art for it? Is that something that you're into? Or?
I love it. I love seeing that. There's this one guy I found on the internet, and what he would do is he would make these movie posters from like an alternative universe. I mean, like he would make a poster based on a James Bond film, but the main villain would be like David Bowie. You know,
That's so odd.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it totally works. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some companies that are getting pretty popular producing that kind of thing, and I think there's really a market for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of comic book artists are coming out and doing their interpretation.
Is that something that you plan to collect as well, or are you set in your collection?
You know, I have to draw the line somewhere, man. I have to draw the line somewhere.
Oh my God! Wait, Kiss is walking by. What the hell is going on here? There goes Gene.
There it goes.
This is so crazy.
Yeah.
There's.
Hey.
Hey, Norton.
Hi, buddy.
No kidding.
No kidding.
It's the God of Thunder himself.
It certainly is.
What are you doing, Norton?
You guys were great last night. I went and saw you. Paul popped in. I just told him. Thank you. You like it, right? Yeah, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
I thought this guy.
Jesus Christ. This is insanity.
No, I've heard a lot about this.
Check it out. I put a lot of time.
That's a Chuck Berry thing. There's too much monkey business became too much horse, right?
Well, actually, it's a title from a Misfits song, but
Before Misfits.
yeah.
Misfits.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can't sell a fucking record, but everybody wears their T-shirt.
Yeah.
If they were so great, how come nobody bought the record?
That's so
Exactly.
true.
It's like the Addicts, right?
Not one record sold. But T-shirts, everybody wears them. By the way, the T-shirts were all Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. That's where the skull came from.
Yeah.
1943 Republic Pictures.
Crimson Skull.
Crimson Skull's exactly right.
Yep.
We gotta go
Jesus.
do some work. It was
Right.
nice to see me again.
man. Yeah, absolutely.
It was nice to see me again.
I like
Seven.
it. You're drinking
Seven.
club soda. I like it.
Seven.
Seven. Seven.
What are you on a book tour?
Yeah, I'm promoting the book.
I thought Jimmy was
I think the band's got a shot.
Thank you.
I think it's cool. I like the double kick. I think it's got a thing.
This is your style of book.
Jimmy's like,
The new single is great.
Wow, this is awesome.
Metallica?
You have,
No, you're fucking hella.
This is like another Michael McDowell thing.
it really is. It's.
You just let it happen.
And it was so odd to see Gene in makeup, in full makeup, come through that door. He's
Where can you get it?
7 feet tall, and he just goes.
We're
"Hey,
ordering
Norton,"
online, I
to
imagine.
Jimmy. Hey,
Where can
Norton.
you get it?
I wasn't pitching for it. He just he did. I was wanting to know
very
because I
cool.
want to get it for a gift for some people.
It's not available as an ebook. You have to buy
You
the
don't want to
actual
buy
book.
the physical book.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's.
want an ebook.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd love to chat and promote your book.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Okay, come in.
Do it.
Oh, my God.
Well, don't you want to be in it?
Yeah, do it.
With Kirk Hammett?
There it is. They're taking a picture right now with Kirk holding the book.
You're welcome. How about that?
Love it.
That's huge. This is just getting so weird in here. It's, there's all kinds of rock going on here.
Fucking love your tongue. Hatfield? Martin, it was nice to see me again.
Good seeing you, Gene. Pleasure.
Too slow, too slow.
See you, man.
Oh, jeez. That's the full goddamn regalia
Yes,
right
it is.
there, man. They are in
Those
full.
those boots rule. I mean,
That's-
those boots
that's
have a
pretty
place in
wild.
my book.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
here's a great picture of Kirk and Eric and Gene and some fucking little troll who popped in at the end.
Jimmy.
You can just Photoshop me out. I would if I were you.
Oh, Jimmy.
That's
Oh,
fun. though.
yeah.
Black
Look at
marker.
that. That's so cool, man. Fucking wild.
But
Yeah.
it's
What's going
weird.
on
It's
around
weird.
here?
It's like when I see. I mean, you think you just feel like I get like all crazy when I see guys like that I've like kind of idolized my whole life.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, you know, every time I see those guys in Kiss, I'm brought back to a 12-year-old sitting in my bedroom listening to Kiss Alive.
Right.
Yeah.
What for you was the first one you met, or the first person you met in the business that blew you away? Like, I can't believe I'm talking to this person.
God, it's been a while. Let me think. I think the first time I met Ozzy, I was just so blown away because I was such a big Black Sabbath fan, and like Cliff Burton too. When we first met Ozzy, we were speechless, and yeah, that was back in the mid 1980s, and yeah, I mean, for a long time I couldn't be in his presence because I feel like I just swallowed my tongue. I couldn't speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but nowadays when I see Ozzy, he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Oz?" He's like, "All right, Kirk." You know.
I saw you on that tour.
so
It was
weird.
was that Ride the Lightning, I think, when he was doing Bark at the No, it was Motley Crue. It was
It's
84.
Master of Puppets, and it was
Ultimate Sin, I think, for Ozzy.
yeah, Ultimate Sin, yeah, with old Jakey Lee on guitar. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and they would do that weird Journey to the Center of Eternity thing. Oh, or maybe that was the tour before. But Ozzy did some weird shit.
Yeah, no shit.
So okay, back to the book because I can't get enough of this. The Exorcist poster, you have the original.
Yeah, yep.
Do you have any copies of anything, or no? It's all original.
They're all original. Yeah, they're all original. Country of Issue, and. Yeah, I mean, if it was a copy, why put it in the book? You know, the whole point it was to showcase all the best pieces, and all the best pieces are always like the original stuff.
What pieces got destroyed by accident? Because I know there has to be some.
Well, you know what gets beat up a lot is a lot of the old monster toys, because a lot of it was in storage, and when I brought it out, I mean, a lot of it was in like a million pieces.
Oh man,
And so, I mean, at one point, I was sitting on the kitchen table with a tube of crazy glue, putting it all back together for ages. But also, some of the masks are really, really fragile because it's made out of latex, and latex.
You're talking like movie prop masks.
Yeah, latex has a tendency to kind of degrade over time. So I had a friend of mine come up from LA. He works at a special effects studio, and he kind of saved a lot of this stuff. Kind of like reconstructed it and repainted a lot of this stuff and brought it back up to speed.
Is there anything, are you OCD about stuff? Like if there's something like you said you had to glue it together, do you like go, okay, now I have this, but then you become obsessed with the fact you had to glue it together and you need to get another copy of it?
I for a long time I was obsessing over having the toy and then having the toy in the box behind the toy, and yeah, it's nuts. And for a long time, when I was buying a lot of comic books, I had to buy 2 copies, one to read and one to just file away. Put away.
But that's not that crazy. Yeah. With Metallica money, if that's the worst to do, that's not that bad an obsession to have. I mean, really, at least you're not, hopefully you're not gambling like, $2 million at a shot. That's not a bad thing to have. You can look at it, you can show people you got a book.
I'm buying 2 X-Men's.
Yes, but now
I'm going to treat myself.
Now you can technically write all this stuff off because it kind of went into your book. Like, no, it was all research for a book.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about having a book is all of a sudden now this stuff has a tendency to be deductible.
Yeah, it has a purpose too. It's like, and you want to show people, but you can't just file fans through your house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you could if you wanted to. Well, I'd be down for something like that.
Danny would love that.
I'm out there all the time. I mean, I don't even know where he lives.
You could buy the book and then cut them out and put them in little frames and hang them up in your own house.
There you go.
Tiny little frames.
Hey, was there anything you almost bought or almost got that you didn't, that you look back on and you go, that was a mistake?
There's a few things that I've let slip through my hands, and it's just from pure ignorance. One time, this guy offered me this amazing Frankenstein poster, and I didn't believe him. I thought he was just pulling my leg, but it turns out it was the real deal, and I missed out on it, and that's when I regret.
Have you never gotten it since then?
No, I went to another collection, and sometimes when things go into collections, they just don't leave. I mean, I tell everyone my collection is like a vault. Once something goes in, it's not coming out.
Do you have one of the more complete collections, do you think?
I think so. I mean, there's one other collection that I think is more comprehensive than mine. And the guy is actually a friend of mine. And he put out a book about 20 years ago. And when I saw his book, it kind of opened my eyes to the potential of me making a book, a few years down the line. But his collection, he started collecting in the 60s when this stuff wasn't even considered collectible. It was just stuff that's just laying around that no one wanted.
Right, yeah.
And now it's rare stuff, it's coveted, it's valuable. And he has an amazing collection.
Who do you think's the best Dracula?
Bela Lugosi, without a doubt.
See, I like Christopher Lee.
I love Christopher Lee, but Bela Lugosi, for me, I mean, he's the iconic image of Dracula.
And after watching Ed Wood, that wrapped it up right there.
And there you go. And we could bring it all back around. One sheet that's hanging in my living room is a gigantic Ed Wood poster. I love it.
I love that movie.
That is a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
I thought Martin
Johnny Depp was great. Landau was
amazing.
Did a great job.
You won an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Eddie.
But Ed Wood didn't do very good editing, though. I don't know if that was showcased
Oh, is that
in the film. Yes. A man his size would have trouble walking through doors.
I could make a whole feature with this stock footage.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I love it too.
And you could quote it all day long, and most people don't know what you're talking about.
No, exactly.
I like to wear women's clothes.
That was a statement from Jim.
Yeah, exactly. I just did it in his voice. It's nice to be able to say
I know
things
we don't
in
have
movie
a lot
voices.
we don't have a lot of time left, but me being the fanboy that I am, I have to ask a little bit about Les Claypool. I'm a huge Primus fan, and I know you guys went to high school together.
We did.
And
High school.
He was in my algebra class.
Did you guys ever
how
get
fucked up is that?
It's the Bay Area is an amazing place. I just want to move there so I could watch all the people get famous, you know. But with Claypool, I mean, I'm sure you guys jammed at some point in your younger years.
Yeah, we played a million times together.
Certainly there's a recording somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere.
I would pay money for that. I want to hear that. I want to hear Kirk and Les jamming.
Yeah, you know,
from high school.
I have to say, when Les first started playing bass, he started playing in that particular Les Claypool style from the very beginning.
I know. Well,
really?
I just got turned on to Blind Illusion.
Oh, there you go.
It fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's the most, and I would have never expected that out of fucking Les Claypool and Larry Lalonde. I'm listening to these riffs. I'm like, this is hard as fuck.
Yeah. Blind Illusion were a fantastic band. In fact, when I started Exodus, it was Exodus and Blind Illusion, and we were rival bands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow. We were always checking each other out, you know, and seeing who had the better songs, better equipment, you know, better shows.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. He's got brand new shit.
Yeah, he has a bigger amp than I do.
Yeah, where do you get that?
To let people know, too, the book is called Too Much Horror Business. It's the Kirk Hammett collection. It's a, again, you can't get this on, like Kirk said to Gene, it's not a Kindle book. It's a real book. It smells good.
Yeah.
It just smells like nice, really rich pages.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be an experience when you open it up and look at it. I mean, I am really adamant about people actually going out and buying the book so they can hold it and like turn the pages and look at all the.
I agree.
Pictures.
In the same way that who cares about buying a DVD anymore? It's about the packaging. You want the packaging. Who cares about what's inside? This is one of those cases where you can't just get this and have it. You need the pages to look at. You're never gonna appreciate that kind of thing on a fucking little iPad
on a monitor.
Even if you're not a Metallica fan, it's like you've come up with a book where people could they could not like Metallica at all and still want to buy this.
Totally. Yeah.
No, if you're a horror fan or even just a movie fan or even just a collector, I think you would absolutely be into this book. Yeah,
and the way the book's laid out is it's laid out in a way so that it kind of unfolds as you look at it. And those are really important for me for the book to have a flow to it.
Well, it's phenomenal. You've done a great job. I say phenomenal a lot. I've been yelled at for that, but it really is a great book.
It's very classic.
I was blown away when I found out this was your collection and not just a book of shit that you like. It's awesome.
And we should be plugging the signing too. There's a signing at Chiller.
Oh, where is that?
Well, we're doing a signing tonight.
I'm sorry.
At Barnes & Noble in Tribeca.
Okay.
And yes, I will be doing a signing at Chiller Theater on October 20th.
Gene Simmons is licking the studio.
The glass. The God of Thunder is interrupting your plug.
I love that big penis codpiece he's got on there. When Jim went to shake his hand, I thought he was reaching for the dick
I would
piece.
have. If he would have let me, I would have cupped it and said, that's pretty weighty.
Jesus.
I would absolutely do that.
So you're signing, obviously.
Yeah. I am doing a signing at Chiller Theater October 28th. And
cool.
I'm also doing a signing at New York Comic Con tomorrow, or actually on Saturday.
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 Great.
I guess that's it for us today.
Thanks
the great
so much.
Kirk Hammett. Thank you so
thanks
much.
for
And
coming in, man.
Kirk will
It's
be on
great.
my Boneyard show tonight, too. So if you like this interview, you're going to hear a lot more of us chit-chatting. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
And everybody else, we'll see you mañana.